Hey, hi, how's it going? I've decided to actually use this channel for, what I made it for, which is essentially just to, kind of talk. No real reason. I mean, realistically, this isn't going to be edited. I'm not going to put any effort into this. There might be one cut total. Um, but I made this channel a while back for this reason. I kind of just wanted a place where I could kind of do whatever I wanted. Hold on, I gotta beat this sheep's ass. But yeah, I really wanted just a spot to chill and not really care about what I put out and actually use it for, the reason that I had the main channel, which was just kind of an outlet. It was just kind of a spot where I could talk about whatever I want. And, though I do still feel like I can talk about pretty much whatever there, it feels a little bit more like a job than it does anything else. And, that's definitely a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's a great thing. It's like my favorite thing ever. The fact that YouTube is my job is insane, and I love it. But it's also a bit of a curse because I just feel like I can't. I don't know. I feel like I can't talk about whatever I want because there has to be a level of excitement to it. There has to be a level of, there's got to be a reason for you guys to show up, and I have to make money from it. I've got to pay my bills with it. It has to be, every choice I make has to be a profitable one there. So, though I do sometimes make videos where, there's pretty much no monetary value, and it's just kind of whatever. Like recently, I made the cooking video, the King Cobra cooking video, and I loved it. It was great. It was a ton of fun. I had a great time. But it shit the bed. I made very little money off of it, and that's just kind of how this stuff goes. Sadly, it's very much a competitive game, and passion doesn't always win. Passion is of course it's important to bring passion into anything you have, but it isn't just the driving force of a channel. You also have to be a little bit knowledgeable, right? You got to know what's gonna do well and what's gonna go viral, and sometimes it's not what you're passionate about, sadly. So yeah, no, I've just decided I'm actually gonna use this channel because, to be honest, it's winter. Okay, it's, well, becoming winter. It's almost October, and me, just like every other person, I think, on the planet, for years now, I've had a very bad case of seasonal depression. Around wintertime, I don't know, I kind of lose myself in a way. And it sucks, it really does, because in a lot of ways, 2025 has been probably the best year of my life. I mean, I've done things that I never thought I could ever do this year, and it's been insane. Like, I quit my job to pursue YouTube full time, and in the same year, I hit 100K subs. I mean, it's been surreal. It has been. But that didn't stop it. The second, it's not even October yet, and it's already hit pretty full force. Well, I recently, just getting out of bed has been pretty difficult. And I've realized that it's not ever really for any specific reason. I don't have a reason to not get out of bed. There's actually plenty of reasons to get out of bed. I'm fucking living the dream. I'm getting shit done. I'm doing things that, again, I never thought I would. But that doesn't stop it from being difficult. And it really just is the time of the year. I don't know, something about, I guess, chemical imbalances. That's probably what it is. I mean, to be honest, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how the brain works, but for whatever reason, around this time every year, I just get kind of hit with this drought of happiness. It's like I'm just, there's no reason for it, but it happens. And I don't know, I kind of felt like using this channel as an outlet would be a little bit therapeutic. I know it's a little corny to play Minecraft and talk about depressing shit, but you know, I mean, whatever. Like, it's a little bit cliche, but hey, it works. And it's what I want to do. Okay, I don't expect these videos to give views. It's literally on a second channel that I don't promote. So if they do, I would be thoroughly surprised. Sorry, I'm locking in. I have not played Minecraft in years now. It's been a while. I don't even remember the last update that I played. I think whatever update was right before the cherry blossom trees is when I played. So I'm a little rusty. I'm not really too sure what's new. I know that there's like something about a ghast that you can like tame or something. I'm not really too sure. But anyways, really, the reason that I was wanting to make this video and I don't know, just kind of sit and talk for a little bit is to kind of talk about you know, the future of the channel, because it's again my job, and that's exciting, but it's also pretty horrifying. It's pretty scary, and you know, it's an exciting scary, right? Like, it's exciting in the way of that's like what I've wanted for a fuck, I mean, my whole life, really. But just having it also means that I could lose it. And that thought, you know, just the idea that this is what I've got, and realistically, it's all I've got. I've pretty much I've locked it in. Okay, there's no college in the future. There's no other job but this. I can't really go anywhere else. Yeah, I guess technically I could, but it would be a massive setback. You know, I'm 20, haven't touched a fucking college, you know, room at all. Like, I don't know what I'm doing academically. I've pretty much forgotten everything about algebra. I'm bad at that shit, okay? I'm not good at it. If this fails, I got nothing else. I'm like heroin under the bridge levels of fucked. So it's, you know, it's kind of what I got. And that, again, it's an exciting thought. Really it is, but it's also kind of horrifying. And I think it's also the biggest reason that I've been changing things up recently, which is also scary. You know, big changes and like just doing things differently is like, the thing is, there's levels, you know, there's levels to this shit, okay? It's no longer I just make videos that I'm happy with and that's it. They have to work. Like, I have to make money from this. It has to work. So now changes are extreme, because again, if they don't work, I'm fucked. So every single little change is a massive deal. And you know, that, like, recently with the adoption of the face cam content, I'll be honest, that was probably the most stressful moment of my life. And I realized earlier today that I haven't even really sat down and like talked about this, mainly because I just don't have an outlet to do so. I'm not going to make a serious video on the main channel because that's just not what I do. And you know, the podcast, which is new, but you know, that I'm with other people. We're having a good time. We're having fun. There's no room for, you know, like a serious conversation about like the change and how it's affected me. And it feels a little weird because, you know, for the longest time, I kind of filled you guys in on everything. And that was mainly because, you know, I didn't really know how to do commentary, so I would just fill in the blank void with random yap. But you know, now that I'm like good at the shit and it's my job, so I gotta keep it like a certain level, I feel like I don't really, you know, say personal things very much. And while a lot of people might think that's a good thing, I feel like, and I guess correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like a big reason that you guys watch my channel is because of the fact that it's real. I try to keep it as real as possible. I, say shit that, might be a little stupid, but we're all thinking it, like that's kind of been my brand, is to, I don't know, just be honest with the audience and not like try to be a character, but to like actually be me. Fuck. I'm getting fucked up. Yeah, bitch. Okay. All right. Fucking Jesus Christ. God damn it. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, right. The face, yeah. So, I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I haven't taken the time to kind of talk about that whole change, and I guess why I did it, and also the intense stress that it's put on me, which, again, is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, of course, it's good because, I mean, I did it for a milestone. Like, I hit 100,000 subscribers. That's fucking insanity. That's more than I ever thought I would ever get. And it's crazy because, when I first started my channel, I didn't expect anything. To be honest, it's kind of crazy because I actually started my channel in winter. I was, fucking going through it, and to be honest, just needed something to do. And I was like, I need to fill my time with something that's, semi-healthy, something productive for the most part, so I don't lose my fucking mind. And that's, when I picked up YouTube, that's when I started the channel. And that was like the reason I started it. I didn't start it to get views. I didn't start it because, like, of course it had been a dream for a long time, but I didn't even really start it because of that. And mainly for the reason that I just thought it was unreachable. Like, I didn't think I could ever achieve that dream. So I didn't start it because of that. I started it because I was fucking going through it and needed, an outlet to just fill my time. And so, I sent it, and I kind of just very quickly fell in love with it. I mean, Jesus, hold on. Get my fucking shit rocked. God damn. You can't tell, I'm fucking horrible at this game. Realistically, I'm horrible at like every game. I don't really play games very often, so it's like I'm just cheeks at this shit, but whatever. Anyways, whenever I started the channel, like, again, it was just because I needed something to do, and I, quickly found myself getting very, very into it. Like, I was addicted to the shit. I think it's because, to be honest, like, I haven't really, throughout my life, throughout, my high school and my middle school years, I wasn't exactly good at anything. And like that, I mean, that was entirely my fault. I didn't like apply myself to fucking anything. I was just like, actually, realistically, the only thing I was good at was video games. And it's kind of crazy to see the turnaround because now I'm fucking dog shit at them. But that's really all I did throughout my school years. I never really tried anything new. I just kind of stuck to doing nothing but playing games. And I kind of had this mindset of like, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out whatever I'm good at eventually. Maybe in college, maybe in, at that point, I didn't even really plan on going to college. I kind of didn't have a plan for myself, and I was weirdly okay with that, which is obviously not a good thing. You should always have some kind of plan. It doesn't have to be fully fledged out. You don't, believe it or not, you don't have to know what you want to do with your future anytime soon. Like, if you're still in school, if you're just out of school, give yourself time. Really go find something that you care about and you really want to spend your whole life doing, because it is so very easy to just get stuck. Dude, I've seen it firsthand with so many people in my life, like too many people that I care about, that I just see that are stuck in a spot where, you know, they thought what they needed to do was to go to college and get this random degree, and now they're finding out very quickly that they hate it, and that they're not even slightly interested in the field that they're in, but they stay in it because they're lost. They don't know what else to do, and they think that dropping out and, you know, taking time to find what that is would be a backpedal. They think that would be a step back, and I'm telling you right now, I've tried to tell these people this a lot, but it's not. You know, it's really not a step back. It's hard to see it as anything but a step back. But you got to realize that this is your whole life. I know they say life is short. That's a lie. Life is long, man. Life is very long, at least for the most part. And you don't want to get stuck doing something that you hate, or something that you loathe every day. I mean, oh my, I have so many friends that, you know, when I strike up a conversation with them and I'm like, hey man, how you been? What you been up to? They are actually quicker to tell me about like some school drama or some friendship drama than they are about their actual fucking degree. They are quicker to tell me about like political shit or whatever the fuck than they are about the actual degree that they are genuinely pursuing. And you know, whenever I kind of break them away from whatever bullshit they're talking about, I'm like, hey, how's school? Like, how's your degree? How's, like, you know, that shit going? I mean, it's like, it's as if I just opened up a wound. It's like I just fucking punched them in the mouth, and they're like, they almost take it as a diss. Like, why the hell are you asking me about that shit for? Like, they hate it that much. They hate it to the point where, like, even just talking about it is almost offensive. And that is just not... Look, I understand having negative things to say about your job. Everybody does. I mean, hell, I've got the coolest job in the world. I've got the job that I've wanted since, forever. And I've got negative things to say about this job. 100%. Everybody does. But if you can't name positive things, that's a problem. Don't, like, I'm being straight up for real. Do not feel like you're going to backpedal if you leave that thing that you hate to go find what you love. That's life. That's what you need to do. Genuinely. Do not get stuck in this mindset of like, I have to go to college. I have to get this degree. I have to, even when it comes to money, you don't have to be rich. You don't. I know it's crazy to say something like that. That shouldn't be, something that's on your mind at all times. But realistically, it shouldn't be. Everybody's definition of success is different. Don't get me wrong. My definition of success is partially money. I am the type of person who does want to make a lot of money. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I do. But that doesn't have to be everybody. That's not everybody's definition of success. And there's no there's no flat definition of success. It's whatever you make of it. If you in your mind see yourself like wife and kids, fucking working the 9 to 5, and that's your dream, like that's just where you could see yourself being the happiest, then fight for that. Don't give us, who cares about money at that point? That's not even what you want. That should be a byproduct. That should be like the last thing on your mind. So you don't need to find money. Find happiness. drop drop out, okay? Drop out of fucking college. If you hate it there, drop out and go find what makes you happy. And I don't even, to be honest, I don't remember what I was talking about before I went off on this tangent, so I guess I'm just gonna keep talking about it. I've completely lost it. Dude, I'm trying to play Minecraft and do this at the same time. I've realized this is a horrible idea. I probably should have just done the yap and the gameplay separately. But you know, look, I'm not good at double tasking. Okay, I've never been good at double tasking. I'm kind of fucking retarded, so it's a little hard to do this. And I've completely lost my train of thought. But I'll just continue on the point that I was saying, is that like it's genuinely not worth it to get stuck in a field that you don't care about. And I feel like I see it a lot, especially like at my age. I mean, I'm 20. Like that's, you know, that's like the age to see that shit because all your friends are in college. You know, they're doing the grind, and you know, it's sad, really it is, because I see it all the time, and you know, it's hard to be like, I don't know, I wouldn't say mad is the word because I'm not mad at them, but it's you know, it's hard to it's hard to not understand where they're at, like, because I get it, you know what I mean? I get why people get stuck in, you know, fields that they just absolutely fucking hate, because realistically, again, it does feel like a backpedal if you were to quit or you were to drop out. I mean, think about the money you spent on the degree that you've been fighting for and, you know, found out that you hate. Think about the genuinely just the amount of time, like the amount of time that you've been in college. Again, I'm 20. Like people, I know people who have been in college since they got out of high school. They didn't take any break. They went directly to college. That's, you know, over a year and a half of time that they would probably feel that they wasted. But you, at the same time, like you have to put it into perspective. The perspective is the most important part here. Who gives a fuck about 1.5 years when it comes to the rest of your life? That's a real waste of time. I mean, genuinely, that's the biggest waste of time you could have made, is fighting for a career that you're gonna hate and then working the rest of your life at a job that you fucking despise. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of energy. That's a waste of money. I do not think that quitting, you know, dropping out, I don't think that should even be on your mind as a waste of time. I think that should be, I personally think that it should be an easy choice. And I get that it's not, and I understand why it's not, but I feel like it should be. I'm trying to think about what I was talking about before I went off on this tangent, but I just genuinely don't remember. And people wonder why I script like most of my main channel videos. This is why, dude. This is why. It's because if I don't have a bullet point to back off on, or like to you know, circle back to, I'm just fucked. I go off on crazy ass tangents and then I just completely lose my train of thought. I think I was talking about YouTube and how it was, yeah, I was talking about how I started the channel and didn't expect anything. Why did that lead to, who cares? Anyways, back when I started the channel, again, I didn't expect a fucking thing. I didn't expect any views. I think my first video got like 100 views, and I was ecstatic. I was on the moon. And I don't even remember, I don't even know if it did get 100 views. It was realistically, it was probably less than 100 views. I just remember it being higher than I expected. I expected like 5, and it was higher than I expected. Realistically, like, it probably got that many views because it was a gaming video, and I released it probably a day or two after the game came out. So there was a lot of hype behind it. People were kind of looking for that content. I was quick to it. I mean, I get why it got views, but at the same time, again, didn't expect any. And you know, that was like a fucking hit of heroin. Getting more views than you expect, like that's definitely what got me hooked. And I really just kept doing it because of two reasons. First reason is obviously, again, it just did better than I thought it would. So I was like, fuck it, I might do it again. Maybe it'll do better this time. There was that, and there was also just the fact that, like, again, I needed something to do. I was at a pretty low point in my life and felt just lost, like I was wasting my time, because realistically I was. And so I was like, even though this is still kind of a waste of time, I'm at least learning something. And that's kind of the mindset I took, was like, I'm learning how to edit, I'm learning how to talk, I guess, I'm learning how to, record. I don't know. I was learning shit, okay? And that was the whole reason I kept doing it. And to think back on that moment and just how genuinely just, again, lost I was there, like, and how I kind of use this as a bit of a crutch. I used YouTube as a crutch to just get me through life. Thinking back to that and realizing now that, like, holy shit, this worked. Fucking me sitting in my room and essentially wasting time and just like making random videos worked to the point where, like, I'm doing better financially and like goal wise. I'm actually pursuing things now. I'm not a fucking loser. It's insane. I mean, it's so fucking crazy. And 2025 has been a real eye opener for that, because again, like I said, 2025 has been probably the best year of my life. I mean, that's when the goals have been hit. 100K subs. I've got a fucking plaque. I received mail from YouTube and it was a fucking plaque. That's insanity. That's bizarre. And again, I ended up quitting my job. So I had a full-time job. Had a 40-hour fucking career type job for an entire year. And that was like a big eye opener to me of like how much I wanted to just do YouTube. Like that really proved it to me how much I wanted this shit, because holy fuck, I hated that job. And I know it's so fucking Gen Z of me to bitch about working. Like, don't get me wrong, it totally is. But I will say it wasn't even really just the act of working that like made me hate that job. It was just that job in general. I had a desk job. It was very much boring as shit. Same thing every single day. 9 to 5. Like, I was, like a 30-year-old office worker, pretty much, at 19. It sucked. It was horrible. And it really locked me in. It really did. To be honest, like, that whole year, I would go to work, come home, do YouTube until way too late, get maybe 5 hours of sleep, and then go back to work. And that's how it was for an entire year. I was sleep deprived as shit for a whole fucking year, just trying to make this shit work. And at the start of this year, when I posted the nutshell video, the one that is now my most viewed video, I was already thinking about quitting. I was like, I'm losing my mind. I am making an okay amount from YouTube, like definitely not a livable amount, but I was like, fuck it, I might as well just send it anyways. And that's kind of the mindset I was at. Like, I was honestly scared as shit to do it. It didn't feel like the right move for me until I dropped that nutshell video. And all of a sudden my channel just took off and I was making a livable wage out of fucking thin air. I was like, okay, now it makes sense for me to quit the job and to pursue this shit. So I did. And, you know, fast forward to just a few months ago, now I'm at 100K subs. And I've done the face reveal, and I've done the, you know, completely switched my content over to face cam shit. I mean, again, 2025 has just been a super, super eventful year. And with that has been a lot of stress. I'll be honest, 2025, best year of my life. Also, most stressful year of my life, for sure. Making the choice to quit a steady job to pursue something that is essentially talking to a camera sounds fucking stupid as shit. like telling any sane person that you're doing that, and I'm, you know, saying this from experience because I have been called stupid as shit multiple times from people that, you know, maybe didn't understand exactly what I was talking about, but like, it sounds stupid as shit. It does. Saying like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job and go speak to a, you know, into a microphone for my, you know, life like that. It does. It sounds dumb as fuck. And, you know, that's the choice that I made. It was stressful as shit. And now, like, with the face cam content, again, realistically, the reason I'm even doing it is just, I feel like, I feel like it's the most future-proof thing that I can do. I feel like, you know, actually having a face, you know, you guys actually knowing who I am, for the most part. Like, you guys don't know who I am, but you see a face, you kind of, you know, have an idea. I feel like that's the easiest way to actually grow an audience that is Jesus Christ. It's the easiest way to grow an audience that is actually connected to you. And that's what I want. Like, to be honest, commentary is such a broad, you know, it's such a broad niche. And realistically, I would like to just kind of start talking about whatever I want. And that's what I've been doing recently, and it's actually been working, which is bizarre. Like, I didn't expect it to work as quickly as it has. And, you know, sadly, I've kind of hit a bit of a low point where I've got very little motivation to actually post. So that sucks, because I like I said, it's working. I wish I was more motivated, but again, you know, winter this time of year just fucks me around. But I mean, either way, even though I'm not, you know, utilizing it, it's still working. It's still doing, you know, way better than I thought it would. Which is just insane. It's, I mean, like, that, again, gotta put emphasis on probably the most stressful thing I've ever done. I mean, like, anybody can imagine it. It's not like it's a crazy thing to say that was stressful. It makes sense that was stressful. It was, I mean, I literally, you know, showed my face online to essentially 100,000 people. That's, you know, you could imagine that you'd probably be a little bit stressed doing that. It's exactly what happened. That's, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna continue the Minecraft world in the next one. I am having the hardest time recording this and playing Minecraft. Also, I set this to hard as well. Probably not a smart choice. I probably should not have done that. Anyways, with the introduction of the face cam content, I guess just to explain it, because you know, I guess this is what I was trying to talk about earlier, and before I went off on my tangent, is that I you know, I haven't really explained why I did it, or you know, the playbook there, and it's honestly pretty simple. It's just the direction of my channel, because for the longest time, the direction of my channel, the reason I posted was to make this my job. That was why I it was very simple. I posted to gain an audience so that I could make money and quit my job and do this full time. That was it. But now that I am doing it full time, I didn't think ahead. I didn't think very far ahead on this. But now, you know, and it's been like this for the past couple of months, and it's why I've been so stressed. Is like now I'm kind of aimless. Like I felt like I definitely couldn't keep doing the brain rot commentary forever, you know? And that's the thing about YouTube is that I love it. I think it's awesome. I want this to be my forever job. I don't want this to just be some fucking joke that I, you know, again, I just don't take seriously. I treat it like a joke. I don't want to do that. That just doesn't sit right with me. I want this to be something that I can do forever. And I didn't think that far ahead before quitting the job. And I didn't realize that once you reach a goal, you have to set a new one. Like, or you'll just be aimless. I didn't really think about that. So I was, you know, on the fucking grind for an entire year, you know, had the full-time job, was doing YouTube. I was on the grind just to make this my job. Now it's my job and I'm lost. I'm like, I don't really know what to do from here. And so that is realistic. That's why I did the face reveal. And I, you know, pushed the content over to Facecam is because I don't want to be stuck in a spot where I have to talk about something specific, which realistically I wasn't beforehand. You know, I could pretty much talk about whatever I wanted, but it had to be in the brain rot sphere or like the, you know, just the online culture sphere. And though I do still talk about online culture shit like a lot, just because that's what I know, I don't want to be stuck doing that. I realistically would like to just be able to talk about whatever I want. And I know a lot of people are maybe not too happy about the face cam change. Trust me, I read the comments. Okay, I you know, I'm pretty active in the comment section, believe it or not. I do care about what you guys have to say about things. And realistically, like I've received a lot of support. A lot of people who prefer the face cam stuff, which is, I mean, I love. That's you know, when you make a big change like that, you want a lot of your audience to like it. So the fact that you guys do is definitely pretty cool. But there is a lot of people who are, you know, kind of almost nostalgic about the old content and about the fucking caterpillar and the fairly unedited, which the new videos are still pretty unedited, but they feel edited because there's a person there. Whereas the old videos just felt like, you know, they felt almost like this video where it's just chill gameplay with very little going on. And I know there's a lot of people that are very nostalgic about it. But and that was also you know, a big reason as to why it took me so long to even make that kind of change. But you know, after thinking about it for a very long time, like that was definitely the right play. 100%. And I've had long conversations with a lot of people about like just, I mean, almost like spiraling in a way of like, is this the right choice? You know, because not even really because of, you know, the fact that the videos weren't doing as well, because again, they're doing very good. I was really, you know, in that kind of spiral because I want to deliver things that you guys enjoy. Like, I mean, that's kind of the whole job, right? I want you guys to like what I put out. And I'll admit that it's a bit of a pride thing. Okay, I've got a little bit ego in this. I want it to be good. I want you guys to enjoy yourselves. I mean, that's why I kind of started the channel in the first place, or why I continued it for so long is because people started enjoying what I was doing. I was like, all right, that's a good feeling. I want to keep doing that. And that's what I wanted. So whenever, I was getting comments that were a little nostalgic about the old style of content and pretty annoyed by the new style, it definitely got to me a little bit. I'll be honest, it got to me a little bit because I was like, I want this to be good, and this doesn't feel good. But again, after having some pretty long conversations with people that are a lot better at this shit than I am, I've realized that it just is 100% the best choice. And it's, again, it was a choice that I made because I was aimless, and I wanted to find a direction for the channel because it felt a little directionless. And I've realized, and the reason I'm saying this honestly is to kind of hold myself accountable to this, because realistically, if I tell myself I'm gonna do something, it's easier to break a promise. But if I tell you guys, like, I'm not gonna break that promise, I never have, like that's you guys have kept me accountable on things. Or, well, it's not even that. It's just like I don't want to say something then do something different when it comes to the channel and, the people that support me. So whenever I say something, I follow through with it, and that's why I'm saying it here. It's just kind of set a base level of what I want the future of my content to be. I realize that the value of my content and the direction or the direction I wanted to go in is definitely in the comedy side of it. And that's, that's not really rocket science. I've kind of known for a long time that I like being funny, and I like it when you guys laugh because, I feel like there's not very much of that on the internet right now. There's a lot of things to be stressed about. There's a lot of things to kind of get worked up over. There's not, a ton of things to just laugh at. And also when it comes to like the comments and the way that you guys interact with my content, I definitely find the comments that I find the best are not the ones where they're like, hey, this was a good idea for a video, or like the editing was good. I don't give a shit about that. The comments that I like are the ones that are like, hey, this was funny as shit. That's like my favorite thing ever. Genuinely, like I get such a crazy dopamine hit whenever somebody is, laughing at something I did, something I made. And, I've known that for a long time, but I feel like it almost got lost for a bit, where I wasn't prioritizing comedy. I was more or less prioritizing just what would work. I was prioritizing finding topics that were, viewable. That was it. I was very much not happy with the content I was producing a few months ago. In the brain rot sphere and the almost drama sphere a little bit too. To be fair, I never really tapped into drama that much, and I'm proud I didn't, because fuck, like, it's easy to. It's definitely, like, there's definitely views there, and it's very tempting to just talk about random bullshit drama. But I knew I wasn't good at that, and I didn't like doing that. So I pretty much stayed away from that. Of course, there was the nutshell shit, but that's a little different. That was like, my own thing. So it's not like I was just like throwing my hat in on random drama that I know nothing about. This one, I knew everything about. So like, you guys got to give me a pass on that one. But for the most part, I stayed away from drama. But there was times where I kind of dabbled in it, and though it got views, I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with the outcome of it, because I want the comments to be people who are just having fun and laughing, and it's lighthearted. I don't want the comments to be people who are just up in arms and like mad at some random fucking shit, because I'm like, as cliche as it might sound, dude, there's plenty of other things to be mad about. There's definitely a lot of things on the internet. There's just a lot of things happening that definitely deserve more attention than like some random niche internet bullshit. And I kind of, though again it gets views and I make money from it, I don't really care. I don't want to be the guy who's like producing that. And I was for a little bit. And I wasn't very happy with it. So the I guess what I'm trying to get at is like the future of the channel and what I want the future of it to be is just me talking about whatever the fuck I want and whatever I think I can bring value to, which the value of my channel, the value, the thing that I want to be valuable about it is the comedy aspect, the lighthearted, funny videos. I mean, genuinely, just with the few videos I've done since the face reveal, I think I've made like 8 or 9 videos. Like, this is still very new to me. But just like, I gotta say, those videos are without a doubt the ones that I'm the most proud of on my channel. It's not like when it comes to pride on the videos I've made, it's not the fucking million view drama video about nutshell animations. It's not the fucking bullshit like 10-part series about Shappy or whatever the fuck. It's not that. I'm not proud of that shit at all, really. I mean, I am to a degree, of course. Like, I'm not mad at it. I do think they're still pretty good videos, but it's just not what I want to put out. But the most proud I've ever been of a video is honestly the cooking video I released just the other day. The King Cobra cooking video. If you haven't seen it, pretty much I just made meals out of a cookbook that I got that was inspired by King Cobra. And you know, I drove to Kansas and I was hanging out with Poncho, who, I mean, even just that in and of itself is crazy. Poncho is a huge inspiration for me. Always kind of has been. I've watched him for years. And he's just a cool ass dude, really. You know, definitely one of my favorite people that I've ever met. Especially through this YouTube shit. Like, I've met a few people that I just can't stand, right? Like, there's definitely a few of them. Kind of, you know, it comes with the territory. But Poncho is not one of them. He's a genuinely very cool dude. So even just doing that was awesome, but also being able to just drive somewhere random, spontaneous, and I mean, when I mean spontaneous, like, we planned this probably 3 days in advance. Like, it was spontaneous as shit. Being able to just spontaneously take off, bring a camera, fucking record some random ass shit where we're making food and like throwing up and just having fun. That's what I want to put out. That is the epitome of what I want to deliver. I mean, editing that video was fun. I hate editing. If you guys have watched the channel for a while, you probably know. I complain about it all the time. I hate editing, and I actually liked editing that video. I had fun editing that fucking goofy ass video, and that's what I want to do. That, and again, I'm saying this, it's like a promise that I'm not going to go back to the bullshit. I'm sorry if that fucking, you know, isn't what you wanted to hear. Maybe you like the niche internet drama, which, you know, if you do, more power to you. I'm not going to judge you. But personally, hate that shit. I'm not going to go back to it. It's not going to happen. I don't plan on stopping the face cam content because it's what I enjoy. I mean, simple as that. I like doing it, and it aligns more with what I want to put out, which is, again, just lighthearted, funny, fucking random shit. So that's essentially the promise that I'm making, is that I'm not going to go back to that bullshit. I'm going to keep doing what I have fun doing. And though it's going to be very hard for me, especially recently, because again, it's winter, fucking going through it. I'm going to try my best for the next few months or however long I can keep up with it to, I'm going to try to post more. Because even though I'm a little depressed, that's the season, and I don't have the most motivation to work, I know that if I push through that, and I post anyways, and I keep delivering on the promise that I just made, which is, again, to just deliver funny shit that is actually additive to your day. You know, it's I don't know. I just want to make content that isn't like a drag to watch and like it makes you mad when you watch it. I want something that I want to make things that, again, make people happy and are just funny. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a little corny to say like, oh, I want to cheer you up, but I guess that's kind of what I want to do. So I guess what I'm saying is like, if I know that if I can just follow through with it and push myself through and continue to deliver on that, I know that it will make it easier and easier and easier. I know that it will make me much happier. And so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I've been saying that for a while now. I'm gonna be honest. For the past like month and a half, I've been telling myself, "Hey, I'm gonna post more. I'm gonna fucking get to it," and then I don't. And that is, again, that's why I'm here. Is because, again, if I tell myself something, it's very easy for me to just not do it. But if I tell you guys something, again, I'm gonna do it. So I'm telling you right now, and I don't expect you guys to, hold me accountable. You guys don't have to be my dad. I'm gonna hold myself accountable because I care about what I say. But I'm gonna post more often. I plan on posting. So I would like the schedule of posting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the thing is, I am putting a little bit more care into the videos, so there's probably going to be a few weeks where I can only post on Monday and Friday. But again, I am making the promise right now, at least 2 videos a week. And it's going to be videos that are funny, videos that are, topics that I want to talk about. It's not going to be some fucking bullshit that I choose just because it's going to get views. I'm not doing that anymore. There's nothing to gain in that other than, of course, money, which, like, yeah, I do like money. I do. Don't get me wrong. Fucking love bread. But fulfillment is pretty cool. It's a lot cooler, in my opinion. Money will come after. Honestly, I'm kind of at that point where, like, for a while I was stuck in the mindset of like, I just want to get rich. But I realize now that I just thought that because I, again, wanted so badly to get out of my job, and making a ton of money was like the way to do that. So, kind of makes sense. But now I'm realizing that's not exactly what I want. Honestly, I'm okay with making just enough to get by if I can make this my job. Because, like I said, I love it. I do. I've fucking loved this shit since I started. And it's also the reason why I've, stayed pretty consistent. There's definitely been some interesting breaks here and there, but I haven't taken any crazy breaks. I mean, I can definitely point the finger at a few people that have taken, months and months off. I haven't done that. I haven't done that since I started. I've stayed essentially pretty consistent. And that, I mean, the reason is because, like, I just like doing it. Whenever I'm, whenever I spend a day just like wasting away playing video games or doing whatever the fuck, I feel like shit at the end of the day. I really do. I'm like, and it's not like I'm like being really hard on myself. I'm just genuinely like mad and like bored almost, because it's like I just like doing this shit. And so when I don't do it and I can't do it for a while, it really does start to get to me. Which of course recently has not made it any easier, not made life any easier, because I'm already kind of going through it. And then that makes me not want to work. And then when I don't work, it makes it worse. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And so at the end of the day, I feel like shit. So I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to do my best again, I'm promising right now, 2 videos a week. It's going to happen. It needs to happen realistically for my own mental health. It just needs to. And also, I'm going to try to post a little bit more often on this channel. I don't know if every video is going to be like this, because this was a fucking mess. Not going to lie, it was a pretty extreme ramble. This is probably going to be hell to watch. I will be surprised if anybody watches this all the way through. So yeah, I'll maybe change up the format next time. Try something a little different. Maybe I just won't play Minecraft while talking. I'll maybe just record that separately, because this, again, I'm just bad at double tasking. I'm fucking horrible at it. I got caught up so many times. So yeah, we'll see about doing it differently next time. But I'm not gonna say I'll stay consistent to this, because like I don't really care too terribly much about this channel. Though now after like because I am wrapping it up. After doing this video, I do feel a lot better. I definitely think that was therapeutic in a way. I mean, mainly just getting it off my chest and like explaining, I guess, why I haven't been too terribly consistent, and also saying that I will lock in. It felt good. I think that I'm more likely to get shit done now. So that being said, I do kind of have, I guess, a vision with this channel. I don't know if you guys have ever watched. So Jay Schlatt has a channel, and this is literally why I made this channel. Schlatt has this channel. It's called The Weekly Slap, and essentially what he does there is it's very chill, like exactly like this. It's unedited conversations over gameplay. But he also does, he does videos where viewers can submit like questions, and it's more like deep questions, right? It's more of things that like maybe you want advice for something and don't know where to go for it, or whatever it may be. And I think I would like to do that. Now, obviously, I'm not exactly the person to take advice from. I'm not saying that at all. But at the end of the day, a second opinion on something is always gonna be valuable, even if it is a fucking idiot on the internet. So, I feel like I could bring some kind of value to it. I feel like it'd be, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a little bit of fun. It would also probably help me in a way, because I guess the idea of taking my mind off of the fucking minuscule problems that I've got going on in my life, and like realizing that, there's other people out there that are maybe feeling the same way, would probably be pretty helpful. So I would definitely be down to do that type of content. I guess if you want to ask questions or need advice for something, I guess leave it in the comments and we'll see if I get around to it. Like I said, I can't promise I'll post on this channel, but I'll try. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to bed.